Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Proper Property Podcast with me, Jonny.
And me, Luke.
And we're here to talk basically about property investments, things that we're doing in our journey. This is just a little intro to me and Luke, and we're just going to talk for around 30 minutes about what it is that we do. And we hope you enjoy it.
Absolutely. Thanks, Johnny. Yeah, I think we just want to do a podcast because we've kind of been speaking to a lot of people within the industry, and everybody's interested in what we do and why we're doing it. So I think it's quite good for us to finally. We've always wanted to do this, and we kind of did a dry run before, didn't we?
Very dry.
Very dry. And I feel like we weren't quite professional enough. I think we kind of just winged that.
Yeah, I think we've grown a lot since that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think that's what it is. And we just want it to be a true representation of what it is that we do.
Yeah.
So this is us, a little bit about us. So we set up Olive Venture Properties not too long ago, just 18 months ago.
Is that all it is?
Yeah, which is crazy to think. It feels like years.
Yeah.
So we set up 18 months ago. Obviously, as most investors, when you start out, we didn't have a lot of capital behind us. We didn't have a lot of money. So we just discovered a strategy called rent to rent. So we set up a rent to rent investment business, and it kind of took off pretty quick, didn't it? And it's been pretty just gone along, hasn't it?
Yeah, it grew quite organically as well. I think there's a lot of people that are really pushing for rent to rent deals and just taking any property. And I think ours grew organically in the sense that the clients that we took on, they kind of came to us because of what they'd seen on social media, whether that was yourself or myself. They kind of came to us, which is really nice that we could get a client that already understood what we were doing and why we were doing it.
Yeah, because we'd already explained. Absolutely, it really. Yeah. It were pretty much, we'd done the sell. I said the sell on social media, basically selling ourselves what it is that we can provide to landlords. And then, it was just a matter of closing the deal at the end, really. I think one of the biggest things for us, I think, is with rent to rent, if you're doing it right, it sounds too good to be true. But it really is. I mean, it can be amazing if done correctly.
If done correctly, it's a win-win-win.
Win-win-win.
Yeah, and we'll definitely touch on that phrase in this podcast a lot.
Yeah. So we've gone off on a tangent there. So I'll just do a little bit of background on myself. So I'm Jonny Brown. I'm the founder of Jonny Brown's Professional Property Photography. I used to be an estate agent. I then set up a media business just over 3 years ago, and I was then asked to speak at events for a company called Progressive Property. I spoke at their events. That's when I discovered the investment strategies while I was there. And it just so happened I'd been doing a little bit of work with Luke, and I mentioned to him about the investment strategies that we could do together. And that's when Olive Venture Properties were born, weren't it?
And the rest is history.
And we're only just getting started, to be fair.
Absolutely. We've not even got started.
We are getting started.
which is I'm going to say the scary thing, but it's not the scary thing. That's the exciting thing.
Yeah.
We've done so much, and we've done 6 rent to rent deals. One of them didn't quite go through, but we'll touch on that on another day. So we've got 5 live rent to rent deals, haven't we?
Yeah. And this is another thing as well. Our podcast is 100% honest. We're not going to come up with exaggerated numbers about what it is that we've done, what it is that we do. We're not going to come on and tell you that we're massive investors, because we're not. We've positioned ourselves really well in the property industry, and a lot of people trust us now with what it is that we do because we say it exactly how it is.
That's it. Honest, real and transparent. And that's what we've said from day one.
Yeah. You need to go closer to Mike.
Honest.
But about you.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be. Yeah. If you start going back there, did you notice that? Yeah.
Honest, real and transparent.
That's how real we are.
With everything we do. Yeah.
I won't edit that bit out.
I don't know how to use a mic. Like, I'm literally, I feel like, this is Johnny's area. I'm kind of in the background, which people that know us or know of Johnny's the one that gets seen all the time at the networking events. You're the one that's out there because, not that I don't like it, but you're really good at that, and it's about working to our strengths, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
So what Johnny's amazing at that I might not be as amazing, then Johnny will do that, and there's vice versa. There's stuff that I'd like doing or stuff that I'm skilled at that maybe Johnny isn't so much. So, and that's why we work so well together, I think.
Yeah. Numbers and management. That's your bag. That's not for me.
Marketing and social media and the negotiation. I think you are a negotiating king.
We do say a lot, don't we? Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah. Can you guess who good cop is and who bad cop is? Don't tell them. Let us know in the comments. Who do you think good cop is and who do you think bad cop is? And we'll see if people really know us.
Yeah.
There'll be some people that will be like, I know the answer.
Yeah.
And there'll be some people that are like,
Yeah, I wonder who good cop, bad cop. No, but the good cop, bad cop thing is, a lot of that is you don't get seen in person a lot.
Yeah.
So I kind of go and close it in person, don't I? That's the
You're giving them away.
Sorry. But
yeah, let us know. Who do you think good cop is and who do you think bad cop is?
Yeah. So so tell us a little bit about your background.
So a little bit about me. I'm Luke. I'm the founder of Stay Host Save, which is an service accommodation management business, also known as an Airbnb management business. A lot of people think that Airbnb is a thing. Airbnb is just a brand name.
It's
a bit like Sellotape. Yeah, everybody says, "Oh, where's the Sellotape?" But it's just tape that Sellotape have branded. So Airbnb is just service accommodation that they've branded as Airbnb. Very, very clever what they've done. But yeah, when we talk about service accommodation or SA, we essentially mean a functioning Airbnb, because there's a few people that won't get that.
You know you've done well as a company though when you become the verb.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
Yeah. Like when your business has become the verb of something like Airbnb. It's
absolutely. Well, people use
nothing is an Airbnb.
No. It doesn't exist.
No, it's a platform.
Yeah. People use booking.com to book a hotel, but they don't say I'm staying at a booking.com.
Yeah.
They say I'm staying at a hotel. But when you book an apartment on Airbnb, the platform, people say I'm staying at an Airbnb. It's very clever what they've done.
No, it's really good.
Very clever. So yeah, Stay Host Save is an Airbnb service accommodation management company. Essentially what I do at Stay Host Save is manage other people's Airbnbs or short-term rentals on their behalf. Maybe they don't have the skill set to do it. Maybe they don't have the time to do it. I will then take over their property, fully manage that property from absolutely everything. It's completely hands off to the property owner or the client, and we run that property as an Airbnb. As well as that, myself and Jonny obviously teamed up for Olive Venture Properties, and that was when we actually met because Jonny was taking a picture of one of the Airbnbs that I manage.
I'm glad you finished that with one of the Airbnbs that I manage.
Yeah,
there were massive pause between Jonny was taking a picture of my.
Yeah. That's a different podcast. He has taken... No, I'm joking. So yeah, Jonny was taking a couple of pictures for my Airbnb, nothing more. And we got talking. We ended up realising that we lived quite close to each other. And we had some very similar interests in terms of property, in terms of our energy, our mindset. So we ended up just kind of meeting up for a coffee, having a lot of chats, and then as Jonny said, we started talking about rent to rent, and then we got to put our heads together, formed Olive Venture Properties, put a plan together, and we took on, I think, was it five rent to rents in the course of.
Oh, we've done it. We did five in a year.
Less than a year.
We've just kind of been busy with other things, haven't we?
Yeah.
That we haven't took on
so I think the first year we did the 5 rent to rents in quite quick succession. We did a lot of the work ourselves.
We won't be doing anymore.
Which we won't be doing anymore. We were both very guilty. I think we've both been very guilty in not just Olive Venture Properties, but myself definitely in Stay Host Save. And you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but yourself in Johnny Brown's professional of not outsourcing enough.
Oh yeah, micromanaging.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
Yeah, you get kind of caught up in it, and I think we said this earlier, didn't we? Where you don't think that other people can do as good a job as you, but then you give them a chance and they end up doing a better job than you.
yeah. We literally had this conversation.
Literally had that conversation.
Yeah, I was massively guilty of not outsourcing, and it made it when I did decide that I need to outsource because I can't run this rapidly expanding business myself, as well as taking on a new business with myself and Johnny. It made it really difficult to then outsource everything that I was single-handedly doing because the procedures weren't there, the standard operating procedures weren't there. It was all in my head. So then having to get that out, get it all out of my head onto a paper and then train it out to somebody else, it just became it took 6 months. Really, it took 6 months. Whereas what I would say to anybody that is starting a business, whether it's an Airbnb rent-to-rent business or anything, as soon as you have the cash flow to outsource. Would you agree?
100%.
Yeah, and I think that should go with any business, really.
Yeah, it's difficult. Again, like we've said about micromanaging, it's not just that; it's money, it's income, it's cash flow.
Yeah.
When you haven't got the cash flow to then pay someone else, it just seems mental. I 100% agree. Outsourcing.
Yeah. So back to me and Johnny doing our rent-to-rents and not outsourcing and doing all the work ourselves, which we wouldn't recommend. We did learn a lot, though, didn't we?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Learned that I can't paint.
We learned that quickly.
Very quickly.
Or put blinds up.
Oh.
Or do anything that required a tool.
See, this is the thing. This is why you've all got to have different skill sets.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really good at talking to people, building relationships, going out, getting properties, getting deals, getting all things like that. And then it's kind of you're good at the background stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're great at painting or decorating. Really not saying that. But you're better than me.
Yeah, slightly.
And you're better at making beds, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. Not slightly.
I think,
yeah, your
I think
beds are woeful.
you've made enough beds.
I've seen better prison beds than...
One of the biggest things what I just want to make sure that people are aware is, number one, if you're going to do it on your own, like, you're taking a lot of pressure on.
Yeah.
I think, and I said this the other day, in fact, I said this when I was on the live last night, actually, with Claire. Like, I wouldn't be in property if we weren't doing it together.
Yeah.
The fact that we can not only bounce ideas off each other.
Yeah.
When problems do occur, it is a problem shared.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And
absolutely.
That anxiety is just that little bit less. Yeah. Even though some of the problems that we've had have been huge.
Yeah.
It still doesn't feel as bad because I know that I've got you.
Yeah.
To kind
100%.
of talk to, and I hope it's saying that you've got me. We can bounce it off, and I know sometimes, I'm not saying like you're good at 0 to 100 a lot, but there's times when you've gone 0 to 100 because a problem's occurred, and literally we in a message I've just said, well, why don't we just do this?
100%.
And then you've like, oh yeah, good idea. Why didn't I think of that? And
because
and
sometimes when you're in the moment, because sometimes when you're in the moment, and as you said, I can go from 0 to 100, and that's not because I'm a psychopath. It's because I care.
Oh yeah,
it's because I care so much, and the passion builds up when something that's gone wrong that it shouldn't have gone wrong, but maybe we've been that busy or we've been that focused on something else, we've let something go, and it gets to me. Yeah. But as Johnny said, sometimes I don't see the bigger picture, or you don't see the bigger picture, and then we just kind of meet in the middle, and we get it resolved one way or another, don't we? And it does make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Having the two.
I think anybody out there that's doing it on their own, I know, like, people say, oh, you should, yeah, but then you've got to share your profits, or you've got to share this. But at the same time, you can share the negatives. Yeah. So when there are problems, you share it. You're sharing it. All right. You're not making as much money, and you might not get there as quick, but in realistic terms, you'll probably get there quicker.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like you're halving everything. But
you're going to go further.
You're going to get further
in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
It's crazy. It's great. I don't. I'm all for people doing things on their own, and because I understand it's hard to find people to trust. That's a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's hard to find people who are on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
And I think the instant that we met each other, we knew we were on the same wavelength.
Absolutely, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt, I knew that we were both, we'd both got business heads on. We both wanted something more for ourselves.
We had the same drive.
Yeah, same drive.
We were on the same path.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Yeah,
we were on different paths, but they were both leading to the same road, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it was a no-brainer for us to team up, really, was it?
Yeah.
And I think it's gone really well so far. And the stuff that we've got in the pipeline, which I'm sure you can. Well, we'll not reveal too much.
No, this is just an intro podcast, just to Well, as podcasts in future, we'll be going into different deals. We'll be talking about different things, projects that we're on with. There'll be a lot going on. We'll tell you where we've gone wrong. I think that's a massive. A lot of people. You go on courses, you go to events, you listen to podcasts. Not a lot of these people out there are telling you when it can go wrong.
Oh yeah, everything went perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything went perfect. Nothing went wrong. It's easy.
It's easy. Yeah.
90 days, you'll be do this, and this. Oh no, sorry. Give me £5,000 and then do this, and this, and you'll be financially free in 90 days.
Yeah.
Promise, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, financial freedom, the myth.
Yeah.
The myth of financial freedom. I love that.
I'm not saying it doesn't exist.
No, it's not in a £12,000 course.
It's not in a £12,000 course, and it's definitely not in 90 days.
No.
If it is,
we missed that boat.
I must have missed that one.
Must have missed that. been a bit longer than 90 days. So little bit of personal stuff then. So just background on me. I'm a dad of 3. I've got Kai, Grace, and Ronnie. They're 6, 12, and 15. My eldest has just left school. So for them who don't know me, if you're watching this, I know you can't believe it. I've got a kid out of school. And I've got my amazing wife, Lauren, who we both want to say a massive thank you for putting this podcast studio together as well. She's done all the decorating. I definitely haven't painted this room.
She's done a great job, hasn't she?
It looks mint, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If anybody does want to come by and check out the podcast in person, come and have a look.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's have a chat. And just come see us, come for a coffee.
Yeah, so we're in Wood Seats on Sheffield.
Yep.
So if anybody does want to come by, swing by and have a look. So that's me. I'm married with 3 kids. And I work 24/7, 365 days a year.
It's funny because when you're touching on that, before I came into property, I had I wouldn't say a 9 to 5. It was a standard job. I used to manage hotels, and everyone was like, "Get out of the 9 to 5, get out of the 9 to 5." So we'll say I had a 9 to 5. I left a 9 to 5 job, and now I've got a 5 to 9 p.m. job, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. job. If I'm lucky. So yeah, but there's a difference to working for somebody else.
Yeah.
And working for yourself.
I said when I've been reading that book that I'm not going to say because it's got a swear word in it because we're not swearing on this podcast.
Just bleep it out.
Yeah.
Just bleep it out.
So the subtle art of not giving a fuck.
It's all right if you're quoting.
I'm quoting.
You're quoting, yeah.
So I'll say it again.
I quote.
I feel like my kid when my kid goes, I can swear because it's in that song.
Yeah.
So I've been reading the subtle art of not giving a fuck, and literally the main thing in that book is to, well, other than not give a fuck about anything, it's to choose your pain.
Yeah.
And one of the best things that I read in that book is that you can hate your manager who you work for, and you can hate being a manager, but one of them, it's less pain than the other. Like you've kind of got to choose which is your pain.
Yeah.
So as a manager, it's a nightmare running a team sometimes.
Yep.
It can be. But that's your pain that you're choosing, because it's got the benefits of you can take time out when you want. You can go and see your kids play football. You can go and see your kids in plays. You ain't got to ask to go to the toilet, which things like that used to blow my mind. When I worked in telesales, the fact that you used to have to, I think we used to use Cisco phone systems, and you literally pressed time out and you got 3 minutes to go to the toilet, and then it logged you back in automatically.
How did it know if you needed a number 1 or a number 2?
It didn't. You got 3 minutes. No matter what you wanted.
No matter what you needed.
You press it, you got 3 minutes. Go to the toilet, you've got to get back. Oh, mate, honestly.
What happened if you didn't get back?
It had assigned you back in, your phone would start ringing.
While you're on the touch, did you have earpieces or headphones?
Yeah, I used to have them wireless headphones, yeah.
Hello.
I had wired ones at one bit. I'd run away from my desk and whoa. But yeah, choose your pain. I think that's a massive. And do you know what? That, like, listening to that, and reading that in that book, it has made me think. Like, I know this is hard what we're doing.
I didn't know you could read, to be honest.
Audio book. Yeah, I know this is hard what we're doing, but it's the pain. We've chosen the pain. Yeah. And this is the pain that we've chosen because the benefits that we know are coming because we're working so 100%. Hard are going to outweigh it. Yeah. That's going to be things that we couldn't get working for someone else.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's exactly the point I was touching on, to be fair.
Yeah.
Swapping that 9 to 5.
I kind of just went round
the 5 to 9.
Round world about it.
But I wouldn't change it because I know what it's going to bring in the future.
Yeah.
And the freedom of, not necessarily the freedom, but the ability to be able to work at our pace on the things that we feel are valuable and important. Whereas whether you're a manager or an entry level staff member, as you were saying there, you're always, no matter whether you're a manager or an entry level, you're always working at somebody else's pace, for somebody else's targets. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I could never work for somebody else ever again. Could you?
No, couldn't.
No.
I'd find it so difficult.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to do it.
I'm not built like that.
No.
I'm just not built like that.
No.
And I know I've said this with, like, I've got, like, my ADHD mentor. Exactly the same. I couldn't go and my mentality just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
I don't think I ever had that mentality. Even when I did work in the corporate sector, in an office or a hotel, working for somebody else, I always had a certain frustration, and I never knew what it was. Some things used to get to me and frustrate me, but now I'm out of that and I work for myself. I now know that frustration was not being able to have the freedom to express my skills at what I'm good at, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. Where's
is
that?
Is there what else you want to talk about?
Maybe
shall we just
touch base on what's coming up in the podcast, that we're going to potentially be having lots of guests?
Yes.
If there's anything that anybody wants us to talk about.
I know you're telling me to set this. You're saying it.
All right. Yeah, but
I'm not cutting this bit out. Just say it.
Oh.
No. What do you want me to say it?
No, just start it off.
Start it off. Yeah. So like we said, this podcast is totally transparent. It's going to be a totally chilled out podcast. We called it the proper podcast because we're proper.
Property podcast. Yeah, we're proper real people.
Yeah, it's just genuine. Is what it is. No beating around the bush. No pretending that we're people that we're not.
Absolutely.
We thought it'd be a good idea to show you our journey, let you come on our journey with us. Also, one of the really good things about the fact that I'm known as the network king. I've met a lot of people in the industry that will be able to help you. So we'll get those guys in here. It'll be good to chat with them. Yeah. Basically, one of the things what you really do need to know is you don't know things until you know. Yeah. And there's people that know, and when they tell you, like when we get some guests on here, and they tell you the things that we didn't know, it's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah,
it really
100%.
is. Sorry that I paused there. Someone decided to slam the door outside, and it absolutely threw
We
me.
need to fix that. We
need to fix that door.
Yeah.
What
Ahmed,
happened?
Ahmed, if you're listening,
Ahmed,
that we've, I don't think we've paid him yet, but
so we're not paying. That's probably why he ain't come back. Ahmed,
Ahmed,
Luke will pay you if you come back and fix the door. We know you fixed the door handle that Luke can paid you for, but if you could fix the rest of the door, stop it slamming. Cheers, Ahmed. Thank you. That's a shout out for Ahmed as well.
Yeah, Ahmed's great. If you need any handiwork or anything really, he's a great guy. Unless he's busy fixing our door.
yeah. So comment below if you need an Ahmed.
Yeah, comment below if you need a handyman, and I'll send you Ahmed's number.
Yeah. Stop slamming on the desk.
Sorry.
Right, put your hands down here.
Sorry. Yeah. So we're going to get loads of guests on.
Yeah, we'll get guests on. We'll be telling you about our journeys. We'll be showing you our journeys as we're going along.
Absolutely, yeah.
Day by day, well, week by week that we do these podcasts, we'll be saying what we're up to this week, what we're doing next. One of the big things that we're getting into at the minute is property flips.
Yeah.
So we're switching up to the next level. We'll talk about the gears as well. I think that's quite an important thing. When you are property investing and you're going on a journey, it's very important that you don't skip the gears. And for us, the first gear was rent to rent.
Definitely.
So we're now switching up to second gear, which for us is flips and BRR.
Yeah, absolutely.
For those of you who don't know what BRR is, stay tuned on the next episode and we'll discuss BRR.
Absolutely. And we'll go through all the different investment strategies, because a lot of people think there's just one, which is buy to let or you flip a property. But there's hundreds. There's so many different, and there's more and more that come as well. There's hybrid strategies as well. I mean, we were at an event last week, Property and Entrepreneur Summit, and
with Dan Hill.
Dan Hill was there, and we learned so many new strategies that we didn't know that even existed. But when Dan Hill, who's an amazing property investor, very, very successful, went through a couple of strategies that he recommended for 2025, they're so simple, and they made so much sense.
Strategies that we knew about, but not in the context of using them like that.
Yeah.
And it kind of switched a light bulb on, didn't it?
Definitely.
Because we've got some deals that we were looking at, and we were kind of like, it's good. But then when he mentioned this, and we'll talk about it in another episode, but he mentioned something, and we were kind of like, oh my God, that deal that we've got. We both looked at each other at the same time and kind of went, that deal that we had, actually, we could do that instead.
Yeah.
And we'd make cash flow off it as well as referral fees.
So many different ways that you can leverage a property to cash flow and get your capital appreciation. Or anything. There's so many different strategies, and so we'll go through all of these. If there's any strategy that you want us to talk about, maybe it's a strategy that you want to learn about, or maybe you're doing, drop it in the comments. Let us know. We'll discuss it. Yeah,
and what we'll also be doing is on our Instagram page, we'll be doing Q&As.
Yep.
So if you want to go to our Instagram page, we'll put the link in the comments. If you go on our Instagram page, there'll be every week we'll do a Q&A. So if you have got any questions that you want to ask about property investments, about management, about Airbnbs, about flips, any of the strategies, BRR, whatever it is, you can get in touch with us.
Absolutely.
And we'll answer all your questions. I think that's a wrap for today.
I think we'll wrap that up there, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We will definitely see you very, very soon. This has been Luke and Jonny in the Proper Property Podcast.
I'm glad you said it.
It's not a tongue twister at all.
No. So make sure you like, subscribe, and we will see you all soon.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.